Now, I'm not one to make assumptions, and I don't want to sound paranoid, so I'll just lay it out like this. I'm going to point something out here. I submitted a tip to the FBI today because Officer Brennan didn't get back to me. So I'm just, taking the next step. And on this same day, there is an insane crash over here. And once again, I'm not saying that they are connected. I'm just saying, incidentally, then a Mustang was going fast as fuck, apparently, because how else did they end up on the other side of the street? And I'm not gonna do the whole Schadenfreude thing. I'm gonna let these people do their jobs. But I just wanted to point out that then, pretty much immediately, there was an insane accident on a street, which they almost reached my house. I don't know if it's connected or not, but I'm pointing it out, just documenting it. The crash started on that side, and they went all the way over here and hit that. And it's a Mustang, it's a fast one. Now, okay, it looks like there might be dealer tags on it, so maybe it's not. But why were they going that fast with dealer tags? I don't know. Just pointing it out. I hope no one got hurt, but at that speed it seems unlikely that someone didn't. Anyway, once again, my role here is I'm just an American citizen who's trying to stay safe in my neighborhood and do the right thing. And yeah, sometimes the laws are conflicting. Sometimes the laws are confusing. And sometimes officers don't do their job correctly. But like when officers are just helping out at the scene of a crash, it's a little bit different, as opposed to, SWAT raiding innocent civilians over something that they should be supporting. So, I don't know if that event is connected, but it's one of those coincidences that I take seriously. Anyway, and just for reference, my house so there's the crash, right? This is walking distance from my house. My house is right down there. You see that tree that's sticking up right there? Just take a left over there. Right past these car dealerships, and that's my house. So, I was at the skate park, so, if it was a hasty event, they probably wouldn't have checked my location properly. They just would have made an assumption and here's why it's important that I say this. Because on a little while ago now, maybe a month or so ago, I called property because they still have my lab notebook, and I called property to make sure that they had it in property and that they're not using it for personal use. And they never got back to me. And on that same evening, there was an officer parked on the other side of my house at what used to be the Federal Credit Union, and that may have been Brennan. I don't know. And like I said also previously, not around that same time, I went to Mason District, and he was listed as being at Mason District Police Station before, and they confirmed that he was going to be there the next day. So I waited a little bit, and I went back maybe a month later, and now they're saying he's not from that station. They said he's not from that station, which is inaccurate. Either that or they were lying about him in the first place. So I'm just pointing out there's multiple discrepancies that line up in this situation. I'm not a federal investigator. I'm not a state police officer, but I am an American citizen, and by the nature of that, especially with my family history and my education, I still count as a law enforcement officer because that's the nature that American citizens count. You have a civil duty to pay attention to what's going on around you. I'm just not I'm not a professional in the sense of I don't get paid to do this. It's not my job to point this stuff out. It's not my job to point out people corruption or point out possible dangerous situations. That clearly was. I just don't know if it's connected. But it's my duty. It's my civil duty to document these things, understand the nature of the constitutional law, and how corruption can occur, and how that impacts American society and the livelihood of the people, and not just America, but elsewhere as well. Considering what's going on in Iran right now, and also the other coincidences of like the war in Ukraine happening after I got locked up because of Ksenia Kruglyakova, I'm on alert. There are too many coincidences, and I'm trying to calmly document everything involved. So once again, if you're an emergency responder to a crash, I'm not explicitly mad at you. I'm upset with corrupt people. And I don't just, by the way, in case you're wondering what my position is on officers who respond to crashes, that doesn't automatically make you an overall good person just because you do your job right in some situations, by the way. It doesn't make you not corrupt just because you do your job right in some situations. So please keep that in mind if you're watching this as an officer. You know, use critical reasoning and judgment and try to do your best to do the right thing, not just what you can get away with. Anyway, I'll close it up now. I'm going to go home. I have other things to do. See ya.